Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. If you like what you are hearing, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Today I wanted to talk about narcissistic people, domestic violence, and toxic relationships. Yeah, I mentioned three things, and I kind of all want to combine them together and want you to focus on the word addiction. You may wonder, how do the three of those types of people or relationships come to the word addiction? And the thing about it is, or at least the way that I see it, toxic people, narcissistic people, and abusive relationships can be addictive. Think about a person that you know that's ever been on drugs or that's had an alcohol problem. Do you think that they ever set out to be alcoholics or be drug addicts? I'm sure none of them decided, you know what, when I grow up, I'm going to be a drug addict. I'm going to be an alcoholic. The thing is, no, they don't plan it. But once you become addicted to drugs or become an alcoholic, both of those things attacks the mind. That's what happens in abusive relationships or dealing with toxic people or narcissistic people. They mess with your mind. And there have been many times, or you can see the correlation, better yet, of a person that goes back into rehab several times from drugs or alcohol. They're like, oh, I had a relapse, I had a relapse, I had a relapse. The mind does the same thing when you're in a domestic violence relationship. Your mind has become addicted to the power and the love, the power, the anger, and the love. Because when you're going through that stage of love, it produces a chemical called dopamine, and you fall in love with these people. The same way that a person falls in love with drugs and alcohol. It's a chemical that's released in the brain that attaches you to that feeling. And though you know it's wrong, it happens. This happens with drugs. This happens with relationships. That's why when people say, I don't know why she keeps going back to him, or what does she see in him, or why can't he quit drinking? And when it comes down to it, it's not the outside, something that outside people can see the problem. And make no mistake, a person that is on drugs, I'm sure that's the last thing they want to do is be on drugs. They don't like being that crackhead, that meth head. They don't like it. Just like a woman that's in an abusive relationship, she doesn't like being in that relationship. But there are moments when she's going through that high and that dopamine is at the highest level, that it feels amazing. And then she has the downfall because the abusive person or the narcissistic person will certainly be that crazy person that they are. But they've already gotten into our minds and they've gotten into our heads just the way drugs and alcohol can. It's not something that a person sets out to do. That's why if you see a person that keeps going back to these abusive men or abusive women, they're caught in that cycle the same way a person that falls back into drinking and drugs. That's why it's important to remove the element out of the problem. I hope that makes sense. You can't, if you ever see a person that they say, oh, she thinks she's too good to be around us, that's okay. It's okay, because you are the people that help cause my problem. Not the cause of the problems, but you help feed my hunger of the crazy. You gave me the drugs. You were the one that caused me to go insane from being around you with your narcissistic craziness. And yes, you got to remove yourself from that problem. Take yourself out of the equation. As long as you are in it, you will keep wanting to be in it. And there are always going to be withdrawals. As with drugs, as with a person you love, you're going to miss that person just like a person is going to miss the drugs. And people from the outside, they see that and they wonder, why are they there? But and you can't explain it because it has affected your mind. And there are times when you do relapse and you go back to that abusive person, and you know deep down that it's wrong, and you don't want to keep repeating that cycle. Sometimes you're afraid, or you just don't want to know how to get out. But once you have figured a way out, if you have friends, tell them, hey, I got a problem with this person. I love them. I can't be away from them. You got to let them know that problem, because others say, I really don't want to be around them, but it's hard for me not to. I know that looks crazy to you, but I really need your help keeping me away from this person. You got to tell them, but they got to want to do it too. It's always kind of like when someone's had enough of something, they'll know and they'll tell you, but you got to help them. They're going to need a support system. They're always going to need a support system. So yes, when people have made the songs, might as well face it, you're addicted to love. You can be addicted to love because it has affected your mind. You guys, that's all I have to say about this. If you guys want to talk about this, or you know anybody that's in a relationship like this, try to understand they're not purposely trying to stay in something crazy. They haven't figured a way to get out and be able to wean off the problem. Just snatching them away and going cold turkey, sometimes that doesn't help. Okay, I hope I've spoken to somebody out there, because I know where you're at and I know how you're feeling, and I want to help. I want to help. I'm going through the same thing. This is what helps me, is being able to help someone else. Someone else out there knows what I'm talking about. You're in a bad relationship and you need to get out. You might be drinking and you want to stop drinking. You might be doing drugs and you want to stop. You got to figure out a way to do it. Tell somebody else. Don't be embarrassed, because a lot of us have been in bad situations and we've prayed our way out. We've asked for help. Never be afraid to ask. All right, I'm really going out this time. You guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel. And thanks for tuning in again, and I'm out.